A man stood on his mother's coffin and quickly removed the ventilation panels, only to find a toy doll hidden inside. As he picked up the remote to control the toy, an eerie sound emanated from the doll with each movement. The janitor outside was so frightened that he fled the scene, but the man couldn't worry about that now. He had no choice but to keep maneuvering the doll because a corpse was attached to the other end of the toy. He hastily crisscrossed the shoelaces and pulled out the nails from his mother's coffin. But just as he opened the casket, the janitor returned with a security guard. The main door was locked, so the guard had to retrieve the key, leaving the man with increasingly little time. Luckily, the doll had reached the air vent. The man pulled with all his might, but the corpse got stuck in the bend. With continued effort, the body was successfully extracted from the duct. He immediately placed the corpse alongside his mother. However, just as he finished hammering the nails back into place, a cell phone started ringing from inside the coffin. By this point, the security guard was getting closer and closer. It seemed like his plan could be exposed at any moment. The man could only pray that his deceased mother would help him. Fortunately, by the time the guard entered, the phone had stopped ringing. This whole situation began when the man, devastated by the news of his mother's passing, downed a can of beer and immediately drove to the funeral home. During the drive, a colleague called him, distracting him and nearly causing him to hit a dog. He swerved just in time to avoid harming the animal. However, in the midst of his relief, he hit a stranger. Terrified, he rushed to check on the person, only to find them motionless with their eyes knocked out of their sockets. When he reached out to check for breathing, he discovered the individual was already dead. His first instinct was to flee, but he suddenly noticed a police car passing by. Left with no choice, he hid the body in the trunk and got back in his car, pretending nothing had happened. Fortunately, the police car merely passed by. As the man watched the police car slowly disappear into the distance, he quickly made his escape. However, he hadn't anticipated a DUI checkpoint up ahead. With no other option, he tried to use his police officer status to get through, but to his surprise, the other officers showed him no professional courtesy. He prepared to force his way through, but noticed more and more traffic police gathering. Left with no choice, he exited his vehicle, feigning cooperation. At that moment, a traffic officer opened his trunk. Fearing the discovery of the corpse, the man rushed over to stop them, leading to a violent confrontation.